Hello everyone. The next video is taken and adapted from YouTube. Our guest today is a girl who is learning how to speak Spanish. She is an English native speaker and decided to make a YouTube video because she wanted people's opinion about her pronunciation and fluency. We hope this analysis will help her out. Enjoy.
Hola, me llamo Carla y yo soy de los Estados Unidos. La razón que estoy haciendo esta película hoy es porque yo quiero saber cómo es mi español. Porque para los 3 años pasados yo he estado tomando español por mi escuela. Y ahora quiero saber cómo es mi español. La cosa segunda quiero discutir es cómo es mi acento.
Throughout this first part of the video, she commits several errors that can be found in 5 main fragments. The first one is la razón que estoy haciendo esta película. In this fragment, there are 2 interlingual errors. The first one is semantic and is caused by the misuse and possibly the confusion between the concepts película and video. And the second one is syntactic, and it's the omission of prepositions probably caused by the literal translation. In the second fragment, there is just one interlingual syntactic error due to the lack of gender and number agreement in the fragment porque para los 3 años pasado. Possibly caused because in her L1, that would be English, the word past does not have a plural form, while as in Spanish it does have to correspond in number. The third fragment is Yo he estado tomando español por mi escuela. We consider this has an interlingual syntactic error caused by the confusion between the prepositions. For in this case, the correct phrase would be Yo he estado tomando español en mi escuela. The fourth fragment contains an interlingual syntactic error caused by her attempt to copy wrong grammatical structure from her L1 in the L2, generating the phrase Ahora quiero saber cómo es mi español. Finally, in the fifth fragment of this first part, we can find several interlingual errors divided between the semantic and syntactic categories. The semantic error is generated because she seems to believe that discuss and discutir have the same meaning. However, in this particular case, the verb discutir is not the correct verb. Now, when it comes to the syntactic part, she has 2 errors in this fragment. The first one is the literal translation of the expression the second thing in Spanish, generating the expression produce, la cosa segunda. And the second error is the use of extra prepositions, which as a result generated the phrase la cosa segunda que quiero discutir es como es mi acento.
No puedo saber. Sin embargo, quiero necesito comienzos o películas o...
Kayla has some interlingual errors such as syntactic or semantic due to interference with her L1. The first mistake that we could find was interlingual semantic. She said, ¿Cómo es mi acento? Porque no puedo saber. In this case, the way to say it is quiero saber qué tal es mi acento porque no he podido saberlo. She commits this mistake frequently due to the lack of knowledge. In this way, she has problems with the oral expression and structures of the language. This error is not so serious because we can understand the message. The next mistake was, sin embargo, quiero comienzos. She committed an interlingual syntactic error because she made an overgeneralization of the word comment. She does not know a lot of vocabulary in Spanish, and this is the reason why she committed this mistake. Taking into account this, she has problems with oral expression. This error is so serious because we couldn't understand what she wanted to say. We found another mistake. The use of word películas is not correct because there is a difference between películas and videos that she does not know understand in Spanish. This is an interlingual semantic error because she does not use the concept in the right way. The oral expression in Spanish is not very good. This error is really serious because película is really different than video response. So that's a really serious error. The last mistake is sin embargo quiero comienzos, necesito comienzos or películas. She committed an interlingual syntactic error because she does not understand grammatical structures of Spanish. This error is very common during the video because this lack of knowledge. So she does not understand the structure of the language. In spite of lack of vocabulary, this structural mistake is not so serious because the receptor can understand what she wanted to say.
Sea lo que sea. Y también, por favor, ayúdenme porque yo necesito ayuda. Y por favor, no sean mezquinos porque...
In the next part of the video, the speaker says, sea lo que sea, at the first minute, which is a semantic error, since the most appropriate expression will be lo que sea, in relation to the previous context, this being an interlingual semantic error. At 109, instead of pronouncing ayúdenme, she pronounces ayúdenme. This being an interlingual phonological error since the phoneme you is not pronounced correctly because it is not a common sound in the English language. Also, she says no serán mezquinos using the third plural person of the simple future of indicative of the verb be instead of using sean, who is the third plural person of the present of subjunctive of the verb be. Finally, you can see her self-monitoring in the minute with 14 seconds.
Sí. Y creo que todo es. Obviamente mi idioma primero no es español, es inglés. Y quiero que mejoro mi español.
In that part of the video, she used the expression pienso que todo lo es, in which she probably has made a literal translation of her L1 that produced an error in semantic as an interlingual error. So she traduced literally, I think that's all. At the same time, it is an interlingual error in semantics too because of the use of idiomatic expressions again with the expression that's all. Then she said the word obviosamente, but actually she is trying to say it obviamente. So we could identify that she overgeneralizes the termination mente as an adverb, and because of the absence of such words in the Spanish language, she produces a word that sounds similar of some adverbs with that termination. So it is an interlingual error syntactic. We can say it is a serious problem because in first time it was impossible to understand what word she was trying to say. Next, she said, mi idioma primera no es español, phrase in which it is evident an interlingual error in terms of syntactic, in gender and number agreement because, as we said, idioma is a masculine word and that happens due to an interference of her L1. That does not have gender. So she should have said, mi primer idioma no es español. Finally, that girl says, quiero que mejoro mi español, expression in which present syntactic intralingual errors of her L2 because she does not make the correct conjugation of the word mejorar for phrases in subjunctive. Maybe it is not a serious mistake due to we can understand the message she wanted to give, but it is necessary to correct some aspects in conjugation.
Porque quiero es una idioma muy hermosa. Y todo es. So, gracias y adiós para ahora.
In this part of the video, she says that Spanish is a beautiful language, but instead of saying una lengua hermosa, she uses the word idioma, which in Spanish is a masculine word. So the article doesn't match the words she's using. This is a gender agreement error, and this is a typical error English native speakers commit when they are learning Spanish. Since English does not have such thing as gender, as Spanish does, this is the reason why they get confused. They'll have to learn what things are feminine and masculine to identify what articles and pronouns they'll have to use. This error can be classified as intralingual syntactic since it's due to the effect from L2, mentioned before as gender in Spanish. The second one is an intralingual semantic error since she uses the expression adiós para ahora, which is originally an English idiom that says goodbye for now. She translated it literally, so that's why it becomes this type of error.
To conclude, the girl is applying the pedagogical social model due to the appropriation of her later knowledge of her mother language, English, saying words like comienzos instead of comentarios. This mistake comes from the comments in English. For that reason, we consider that to solve the problem she should use apps like Hi Native, in which natives correct their mistakes, or conversational clubs in order to develop her Spanish level and their cooperation synergic. This can be achieved considering the School of Integral Development. She will put into practice her oral expression and will have the opportunity to appropriate the culture of the Spanish language, interacting with native speakers. In the same way, she as a student will develop speaking skills, listening, and even writing to be more related to new vocabulary. Therefore, in the method of integral development, the individual develops multiple capacities according to their interests, which is clearly what this girl expresses during the video. In summary, all that she will learn will be significant and contribute to the learning of her L2.